Hey there viewers, Deli here, and welcome to Ragnarok Online. I know that I have never had this video game on my channel before, and it may seem a little bit weird, but basically, for those of you who don't know, Ragnarok Online is a massively multiplayer online RPG. I would say the acronym for RPG, but then it would just be this huge slur of words, and a lot of you would be like, why the fuck did you just say that instead of saying MMO? So it's an MMO, and it's without a doubt my favorite MMO of all times. All time? I don't know. Apparently I have more than one time, so I guess I'm super special. It's a 2D sprite-based MMO. It's made out of Korea. It was made in... crap. I forget when the first version was released. 2002-ish? Maybe. I don't know. It's an old game. It's a very old game. In terms of MMOs, I mean, like compared to WoW and stuff like that. But essentially, I am going to start a new character and I don't know, I guess just go through the leveling process. I'll discuss more about the game as I'm playing it, but for now, I'm just gonna start it up. I have made quite a few characters already. Just can't change the color. I have made quite a few characters already on the server and have several 99s and all that junk, but I don't see why that should inhibit my ability to make a video of me building a character on here. And since I have quite a few already, I'm going to choose a class that I don't have one of at the moment, and that is a rogue. So basically, RO runs off of 6 different attributes in terms of how strong your attacks are going to be, how well you dodge other enemies and their attacks, how often you hit, or how hard you hit in the case of range attacks, your magic abilities, obviously. Luck is mostly based around crit, and a couple other skills that are reliant on luck will use that, but for the most part, that's not a major skill used. That's sort of one of those BS skills that you sort of pump extra into later on. And then there's vitality, which of course determines your life, and it also determines your resistance to status ailments. For a rogue, you're going to pump strength, agi, and dex, because rogues are a very they're stealthy slash ass kicking type class, and that's pretty much the easiest way to explain it. Later on I might rebuild and go int, but that would only be when I'm a stalker and if I decide to use more spells rather than swords and daggers and things like that. Now to think of a name. I forgot what my name. Yeah. I used my old rogue's name from the old server I played for my sniper on this server. Let's go with... crap. Sorry, I was thinking of a name and I almost named him Cerebus, but that's just because I was watching a video that talked about that earlier. Give me a minute. I'm gonna have to edit this down and decide on a name. All right, so you may have noticed that all of a sudden these little lines appeared over here. I had to change the priority of RO because my mouse was sort of lagging a little bit. It still is, actually, now that I think about it. Well, I'll have to see how it works in game. I don't know. But I decided on, I don't know, I'm gonna try Contra. I don't know why that came to mind, but that was a good game back in the day. So, Contra it is. So we're gonna start up our little man here. Basically, every time you start on most RO servers, they are going to give you some tools of the trade to begin with. You'll always want to gather these up and then put them all on. And this is the training ground. Main idea here is just to kill stuff, get some levels, and try your best to level up. The rates on this server are 50, 25, I think. Maybe 50, 50, 30. Let me see if I can figure out. Let's see, the slash rates or at rates. Yeah, 50, 50, 25. And then MVP drops are 10. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, basically the 50 and the 50 refer to job and base experience. It is referring to a multiplier. Sorry, I just did like a literal spelling, derpy English type thing. It's referring to the multiplier from the original IRO, which was the first IRO that came out. This is a private server. IRO used to be a pay-to-play game, but then they decided to basically let anybody use the client and the system that they ran on to make their own individual servers. And a lot of people started making servers. It got really popular for a long time there, and then that led to a whole bunch of free servers that people love to play, and they're quite popular. RO hype has died down a lot. Where was I? Oh yeah, RO hype has died down a lot recently. Actually, over the last several years, it has died down quite a bit. And for that reason, I've sort of been striving to keep playing and finding fun in this game. But, you know, kind of hard to do. Oh, and as I was saying, the multipliers are basically, it's saying IRO runs at, I don't even know, just normal rates. It's considered normal RO rates. And then this will have 50 times the job experience, 50 times the base experience, 25 times the drop rates, and then 10 times the MVP drop rates. MVPs are boss monsters, in case you couldn't make the correlation. So we're going to hop on out of the training ground here and move into the main town. This main town is custom to LuminaRO. Oh yeah, I never identified. This is the private server that I'm playing on is LuminaRO. It's new. Not quite. I don't know what she wanted. She's probably going to give me free shit or something, but hold on, I'm going to troll. I don't know if you guys can read that or not, but I said that I also had a level 20, which is like nothing, as you can tell right now. She's asking if I'm new, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and say yes, and then if she like expects to level or something, I'm just gonna run off. Starting to get bored. Oh god, the mounts. I forgot they implemented those. Okay, she lost my interest. I'm moving along. Yeah, she wants to be friends. Pedophile! Leave me alone. Alright, so basically, RO runs on a system of 2 levels. Runs on base level and job level. Right here, you're looking at the skill tree, which consists of our job levels. So we're just going to max out basic skill because that is the skill that you need to do anything worthwhile in Ragnarok Online. And then once you have it, you just apply and hit OK. And once you're done with that, you can open up your equipment / status menu. And in here you have all of your stats, which we discussed earlier. So since I started out with a bonus to strength and agi, I'm going to boost up a little bit of strength and a little bit of agi. Let's get them even, and then some dex so that I can actually hit them. The corresponding keys to open up your menus like these are going to be different depending on what server you play. Like on here, Alt Q opens up your equipment and your status menu, and then Alt S opens up your skills, Alt E opens up your inventory or closes it, F12 opens up all your hotkeys, which are lined up here. Up here you see our information, such as our levels, job level, HP, SP, which is the same as mana if you are a WoW player, or I mean a lot of different games use mana. Good night, Velikan. I'm guessing that's an admin of some sort. Kafra. Kafra is going to be your best friend. She is essentially storage. Well, she is storage, but I don't have any money. Oh, crap. And I didn't pick up anything, did I? Crap. Alright, I would like to get in my storage and get a couple items. You know what? Most of the stuff isn't for novices anyway. You start as a novice, and then after you level up to job 10, you move on to your next class. This serves as a job changer. I'm not particularly fond of job changers. I prefer doing the quests, but it's here, so you know I might as well. And then the class trees break into some crazy systems. Basically, each one has a second job. So you start as a novice, go to your first job, which will be anything off this list: swordman, magician, archer, acolyte, merchant, thief, super novice, taekwon, gunslinger, ninja. Taekwon, gunslinger, ninja, and super novice sort of are all extra classes. They do not have a second tier to their classes. They are simply as is. You level to 99, 99.50. Actually, I think it's 99.70. And like 99.99 for super novices. Okay, I won't get into all that though. That's overly complicated. And once you level up to there, then you are at the end of your second job. Swordman branches into two classes, which is Knight and Crusader. Magician goes into Wizard or Sage. Archer branches into a Bard or Dancer, depending on your sex, or a Hunter. Acolyte branches into Monk or Priest. Merchant branches into Blacksmith or Alchemist. Thief branches into Assassin or Rogue. I am a Assassin player typically. I usually play Assassin Cross. But I already have 2 Assassins, and I do not have any of the other tier of Thief classes, so I'm going to become a Thief. And, oh, they give you a weapon now to start with. That's nice. Not sure that I'll need it, but I'm gonna go see if I can make some really petty chump change and possibly get enough to get into storage. I don't think I will, though. Yeah, 25, that's all I'll get. Novice potions, though dumb, are quite useful in your early leveling stages. I typically recommend applying them to one of your hotkeys and then going to town. Down here is a login command NPC. Basically, you can turn on auto loot, which is, it'll allow you to loot anything that you want depending on its drop percentage. I usually just put in 100% so that I get everything and get the most profit possible. Show XP, I usually prefer no KS. I don't really care about people. Generally don't try to KS. There is a Quoove up there attacking her. That's strange. I wonder if that's part of a Halloween event, but Let's see what it would be. I bet it's just gonna go down in a second here. But there's nothing I can do because I could not kill that if I wanted to. So we are going to go to the Warp Master here. This lady's standing right here. Some servers have Warp Masters, others do not. Lumina does. You can select from any of the towns, dungeons, PvP, or battleground areas, guild castles, which consist of a event called War of Imperium. It's a whole different animal. I won't even start explaining that. And you know what PvP and battlegrounds are, that sort of thing. And then we are going to go to dungeons and scroll down this way. As you can see, there's quite a selection of dungeons for you. And we are going to head to Pion Dungeon because there are some foes there that I can dispatch and that will give me good experience as well as some decent drops that I can sell. And of course, I'm speaking purely from a new player perspective. Oh dear, my mouse is still getting a little bit of lag. As you can see, I just leveled up right there. And I gained 239% experience from that. You see below me, my health bar just dropped quite a bit because that zombie is laying down some damage on me. However, that's why I have my novice potions, so all I have to do is press F1 and it'll heal me back up. So I'm going to open up my status menu here and put up some of my stats. And okay. Here we see the new skill tree that we get when we became a thief. We already have basic skill up, so that's permanently there as part of our first tier of jobs. So next we need to consider what we want to get up as a thief. Luckily as a thief it is a really simple skill tree there. You can pretty much max out everything except for hiding, I think. You have to pick between hiding and steal or hiding and envenom or something like that. First course of action, get double attack all the way up. This is all respective to what you want to do. Oh dear. And I prefer to play melee type classes, so I turned on auto loot. I guess I'm just gonna have to simply enter the command. I thought that it was at A loot 100 to turn it on. Perhaps it isn't. At A loot help. At A loot rate. Alright. At A loot rate 100. Alright, there. Now we'll start looting up everything that drops, and that'll give me a little bit of cash to get into my Kaffir. And there's a skull ring. That's worth 5,000 zenny right there. As you can probably guess, currency is like not that impressive on here. You may have heard me say that's worth 5,000 zenny and thought, holy crap, that's ridiculous, but 5k is chump change in this game. $5k items are the type of things that you'd see people walk into town and just sort of drop. Pushing through some skellies. So I intend to follow this character's development all the way up to level 9950 at least as a rogue. And then I may have to start a second series out of this playthrough and change over to doing my reborn. Because once you reborn, God, this probably sounds ridiculous to any of you who haven't played this game. Once you're reborn, you're starting from scratch essentially. You're going to level all the way up to 9950 as a rogue after you hit your second job, and then once you're reborn, you're going to go back to a high novice. The high novice turns into a high thief, and then you become your final reborn class, which in my case will be a stalker since I'm going to be a rogue. I've never had a stalker before, so it will be interesting to play as. as a reborn class, second reborn class, you go to job 70 instead of job 50 because you have much more skills to work with. And along with that, you're just overall much more powerful. However, it is at the downside that all of your experience is, I think you level like 2/3 slower or something. You get like 1/3 of the experience, maybe half, something like that. It's not as easy, that's for sure. But the server itself is a generally easy server to adapt to and play on. So if you are looking for a starter server, this is a great server on which to start. I'm getting raped while I'm putting up my skill points. And there is nothing wrong with spamming pots. However, if you're looking to preserve pots, it is advantageous of you to watch your health and watch the zombies' health or whatever you're killing, and also check your base level's percentage. See, if you hover over it, you can see your percentage, and if you just look at the bars, you can get an idea of how far along you are. And thusly, if you're about to level up, leveling up refills your health and your mana. So that's a consideration to take into account when you're doing this. Oh, this gives me an excellent time to demonstrate detox. Oh goodness. Actually, no, I don't get to demonstrate detox. I was just poisoned because zombies have a poisoned attack. And I'm actually not going to demonstrate detox yet because it's kind of useless. I'm mostly getting at passive skills right now. Once you get poisoned, you can use green herbs to get rid of it. Red herbs regenerate health. Red, yellow, and white herbs actually regenerate health. Blue herbs give you SP. And that's pretty much all the herbs. I mean, it's a really basic system. As an alchemist, you can convert herbs into potions, but that's a whole different animal. Probably your best bet when you're in Pion Caves is to go after the Purpurines because they give good experience. See, I'm still getting 44% for simply one kill, which is quite effective. I'm going to boost a lot of strength. I'm a damage hoarder. I love doing good damage. And then I'm going to hoard up some Agi as well. And as you may have seen on that last Purpurine, I missed once or twice, which means that my hit is not quite as high as it should be. So that means that if I want to get my hit high enough to effectively dispatch these Purpurines, I'm going to have to get my hit up, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to put up my dexterity. So let's try and get another base level, and then I'll put up some status points into my dexterity. Thought he was going to poison me. Which reminds me, I'm going to stick one in detox. Oh, I can't yet. I have to get envenomed to 3. I think. Yep, it does. It requires envenomed to 3. So, I'll go ahead and do that. Or not. Why is that acting weird? Yeah, perhaps I did something I didn't mean to. Oh yeah, I did put envenom up to 3. I see. They changed the layout here. When you click that you want to put some into detox, it automatically fills up envenom for you so that you can get it. And then you hit apply. I see. Interesting. Envenom is not extremely useful. It's mostly used as an unlock for bonus skills later on down the line. I completely forgot that it would not work on these guys because they are undeads. It's a poison type attack. It deals decent damage, but in terms of what exactly the damage is going to be, all skills have a skill description. You can look at them, see how much they're going to do. There's also equations if you really want to get into depth. I've had to do a lot of equation and number crunching with different skills to identify how to level most effectively in harvest and things like that. It's tedious, but it can definitely pay off in the end if you're looking to get really intense into harvesting or leveling or being a major damage whore. Alright, I just leveled. So we are going to take our dex and put it up some. As you can see with each dex that I put in, my hit increases a little bit. So that's nifty. That's good. We needed some more hit, so hopefully... Whoa, why is there a mummy in here? That's strange. I'm guessing this has something to do with the Halloween update. I'm wondering if I can novice pop my way through him. Oh man, he's a heavy hitter. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, there's two of them. Zombie. Oh, yeah, this must be part of the Halloween update. Upon death, a zombie of you is spawned. That's interesting. Huh. What happens if you kill him? Huh. Oh. Once you die, there is no loss really. All you lose is 1% of both of your base and job experience, which is not a huge deal in my mind, unless you are level 99, reborn 9968 or something. And you're like, oh no, I'm so close, and then you die, and then you have to collect another 20 or 30 monsters to get back 1%. So it can be frustrating. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted to happen. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Our home is a little bit unstable right now, I think. They've been doing a lot of updates and things like that. Whenever you die, you can come back to town and just talk to the healer, and they'll heal you up fully, free, no charge. That's what free means, just in case you needed clarification. And a good thing to do is go to your town of choice and just save your spawn point in town. That way it's easy to get to all your stuff and do things easily. This is recording kind of weird. 1 second. It was acting a little bit funky, and by funky I mean it's not lagging. My mouse isn't lagging out after I crashed, so I'm definitely not complaining. All right. Now that we've built up a little bit of items, we are going to go into this shop here and talk to the tool dealer. Go to sell. Normally toggle item amount is not on, so you want to turn that on so that you can quickly just click through all this stuff, get rid of it as quickly as you can. Some of this you may want to keep. It depends on what kind of class you are, what kind of things you want to use. If you do want to keep them, such as the mace, or if you really want to wear a skull ring, it doesn't do anything, but you can. All you have to do is talk to the tool dealer and go to buy instead, and simply buy a magnifying glass right here. Just buy a couple of those. I'm actually going to do that now. Let's see here. I'll just buy 5 for now. That way if you get any items such as armors or weapons, then you can use the magnifier. It'll identify it, and then you can either wear it or know that you can sell it without getting rid of a potentially useful item. Now let's proceed over to the Cafra, and we have enough revenue now to get into the storage. Here you see the storage. It is account based, so all of the storage that I have on my other characters is actually transferred over onto here. And let's see what kind of dagger I can put on myself. Required level 24. I can use this. The attack isn't that great though. Anytime you're looking at a weapon, you want to take into account its attack and things like that. And also some of them give special damage abilities, such as this one. Suxamad gives you damage on wind and earth property. We'll discuss more about properties later on in the videos. Required level 36. I'm 2 levels away, and Suxamad, especially since it's +7, is a very useful weapon. So I think I'm actually going to put that on my character right now and be prepared to use it once I can. For now, I can continue just using the mouse using the dirk that they gave me when I job changed. All right, now I'll make myself a little bit kawaii here. I'll put a pipe on myself. And what else can I use that would be useful? I'm going to avoid getting anything off my other characters while I'm playing on this character, simply because watching me switch gear over and stuff like that isn't ideal. It's not something that I'd consider to be fun anyway. Can I wear these now? That would be absolutely Superb. Yes, I can. Alright, +9 superior shoes. These are very sought after type shoes. When you look at them here, you see that they're +9. That means that they have a refine rate on them. Armors are refined using aluminum, and weapons are refined using Fraken, Inveritarchon, or Iridicon, depending on the weapon level. You can identify the weapon level right around in here if it's a weapon. And you see they that this armor has 2 defense. It's a foot gear, obviously. Has some weight to it, but not much. And then it has a single card slot. Card slots come on a variety of different weapons and armors. Weapons generally have 1 to 4 card slots, and armors always have 1. You get cards by killing monsters. Monsters will drop cards at a random rate. As you can see, this is the fella that I had to kill in order to get this card. And the card gives +2 strength. And if it has a refine rate of 9 to 10, then it increases your maximum HP and SP by 10%, which is extremely useful, especially for, well, I mean, any class, really. I mean, any class can use extra HP and SP. And then the +2 strength just makes it even more bittersweet. So I'm going to throw these on right now because that will help me. What else can I do? A +7 hood isn't that great, but it'll give me some extra defense. And everybody loves a little bit of extra defense. You know what? This would be even more defense, so let's throw that on instead. Now let's continue on down through all this crap that I have. I will be the first to admit that I have a lot of BS. Ring, 1-slotted, extremely useful. However, you can only wear them at level 90, so I cannot wear those yet. I think you can't wear the brooch until then either. Refined critical ring will actually be useless to me since I use double attack. Magic defense isn't all that great, but I mean, I guess it's okay. Everybody can use a little bit of magic defense here and there. Magnes cap, yeah. I can't wear it. 65. Alright, we'll hold off on the Magnes cap for now. Droopings are custom to the server. Different monsters drop them. You just have to figure out which ones drop them. Pico Pico hairband. I snagged this up in a drop party. A lot of my gear came from drop parties, I won't lie. Because a lot of people started dropping stuff, and you know, if people drop useful shit, you're gonna take it. That's not good for me though. That reduces my attack speed, and attack speed is really important to thief-based classes. You know what, for now, I think that this is a decent little setup. There's not really much more that I need. What's Ring of Longing do? Fleet rate 5, excellent. Alright, never mind. I just found myself some accessories to put on. So I'll throw both of those on, and that will help me out quite a bit as well. And since I can't find just a regular headgear to wear, I guess I'll just stick with my pipe and look like an old mobster for now. Alright. So I think we've got a decent little setup now. And I feel that this video has gone on long enough. So, here's what we've got so far, guys. Got a base level 34, job level 25. Just being a lowly little thief. We're about halfway to being a rogue, and in 2 more levels we get to start using Suxamad, so that should be a... Well, let me check the class restrictions on this. I'm almost positive I'll be able to use it. Yeah, thief. I was about to say, I'm sure that it's not reborn only. And, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this idea, and tell me if you'd like me to keep doing this. I know some people are a little bit confused about RO when they first get into it, so I hope this can help some newbies out. And thanks a lot for watching.